I'll never be like him, Alfred. Never. He's a stone-cold, self-righteous...
Master Dick, try not to be too critical. I'm certain, whatever his reasons, Master Bruce has your best interest in mind.
He shuts me out, man. Treats me like a kid.
You know, there was a generation where Robin was culturally diminished down to just a gay joke. But for me, growing up, I loved Dick. As in Dick Grayson. I wanted to be him, you know, the idea that next to this dark, grim man was someone joyful who inherited the skills of his father, but none of his Byronicness, and yet still belonged in the mythology. That was awesome, but also underneath his smile was a sadness, an anger, and a loneliness. Because not only did he lose his parents, but he lived under a roof where the love of his father was very rarely expressed. And it's all presented very beautifully in Robin's Reckoning depicts Dick Grayson's origins, the loss of his parents, his adoption by Bruce Wayne, and his pursuit for justice in both the present and the past. But at its core, it's actually really about a father and a son. The ending is Dick thinking Batman was right for not taking him along to arrest a man who killed his parents, Tony Zuko, who may have unintentionally the funniest voice ever.
No!
But it's actually revealed Bruce didn't bring him because he loves him too much to risk Zuko taking him away too.
Zuko's taken so much, caused you so much pain. I couldn't stand the thought that he might take you, too.
And they leave together, all smiles and with a stronger relationship. This is a story about time, where anger from one life bleeds into another. One of the symptoms of trauma is the change in time perception, where time begins to feel repetitive as memories are consistently being operated in an attempt to solve the trauma. This can often lead to experiences of anger becoming a generalized feeling that leads to self-destructive behavior, and the plot structure of this two-parter is built around this feeling of generalized anger motivating Dick and hurting relationship with his father from the past and into the present. Structurally, the information of Dick's experiences from the flashbacks functions as the second act of each episode, so the present are used as bookends, where Dick's feelings from his childhood trauma are re-experienced and resurfaced as fresh wounds, like it just happened, unassimilated and unhealed.
Tony Zuko. Oh my word. Finally.
Part 1 begins with the sun. Batman and Robin are on patrol. Bored Dick wished he brought his homework. The point is, Bruce is his life, his home and connection to the present, and it's his enthusiasm that also gives Batman a smile.
Good thing we had that little chat.
Giving his own life meaning too by being a father. However, the ease is interrupted when he's forced to dismiss his son. Bruce loves Dick, but he can't express his feelings, and that lack of communication has created a continuity of coldness which Dick has always had to live with. Back in the day, Bruce gave Dick a home, his own childhood room in fact, but no company.
Isn't Bruce coming down to eat?
I'm afraid not tonight, Dick.
His only acts of affections are acts of service, like ignoring his ward to go after Zuko.
From now on, Tony Zuko gets my undivided attention.
However, now in the present, this relationship is beginning to become unstable, unconvincing after 9 years. Because after Dick's apology, Bruce continues to refuse to explain himself.
I'm sorry. It's something I have to do alone.
So that's it.
His excuse is that he just doesn't. So after dinner, Dick curses. He'll never be as stone cold as his father.
I'll never be like him, Alfred. Never.
It's kind of tragic, but also realistic how this feeling of lonely disenchantment over time never left Dick, and how his own natural compassion and need of it would become the very reason why he leaves in the future.
Batman. Not like this. Not in front of his family.
In the first flashback, Dick's compassion comes from the simple warmth of his childhood environment. We're subtly shown Dick's connection with his father as he jumps and trusts him. This relationship is something wondrous to him, and it's the magic for those that watch. A performative joy that's reflected in his partnership with Batman. However, Dick is also a witness. He sees Zuko being kicked out and also saw him leave after he cut the trapeze rope. So after his parents die, he also blames himself and needs protection, which is where Bruce comes in. He doesn't just provide a sanctuary, but is also a mirror who presents life after the trauma.
You have to take it a day at a time. But for however long it takes, You have a home with us.
In the second flashback, after Bruce fails to apprehend Zuko and declares it's his mission to do it, Alfred redirects his attention to his ward.
However, at the moment, he needs a friend. Isn't that what you needed, sir?
Dick is very clearly the kid Bruce was back when his parents died, so this relationship is very much an opportunity for him to contextualize his own life in a broader story, so his own pain is given greater meaning and greater purpose.
I know. You keep thinking, if only I'd done something differently.
When Dick screams that he wished he could have done something, Bruce completely understands. His own life was orientated backwards to a moment that didn't make any sense, so they bond over how that pain won't go away. But in the present, Dick curses over Bruce's deception.
But I've waited half my life!
Batman out.
Revenge, as Batman made for his own life, has now been given to this boy. He inherited both his father's best and worst qualities before leaving, saying this might be the end.
Not this time, Alfred. Maybe not ever again.
In the present, Batman stops Dick from following him, so he searches on his own, like very much in the past. In Flashback 3, Bruce teaches little Dick to be more in control as opposed to be so headstrong, but Dick has his own skills in going around him, and they laugh it off, but Gordon arrives to talk. Zuko is revealed to be skipping town, so Dick leaves to search for him, and so does Batman. There's a really cool but also kind of horrifying moment where the Batwing is above searching and all the lights in neighborhoods shut off. The moral implication of this scene is very weird because it's crazy how one fucking rich guy can spook an entire poor neighborhood. Anyways, Dick always had a broad sense of justice. He saves some chick who owes this dude with a wrinkly forehead and discovers Zuko. Batman arrives too, however Dick gets pushed into the river, so Bruce is forced to let Zuko go to save him.
You had him! You let him go! You let him! Why? Why'd you do it? Why?
Dick is mad, but Bruce takes him home. In the cave, all is revealed, and his child is welcomed into this life with a smile. This is the junction where the story ends and a new one begins. Not vengeance, but love.
I take it Master Dick's visit will now be indefinite?
Dick has two conflicting self-narratives competing for one another. The little boy who lost his parents and the son who found a father, both intersecting with Tony Zuko, and they both collide in the present. Robin finds Zuko, who also outsmarts Batman, causing him to fall and break his leg. And since they've already seen him, he can't do a predator takedown, even though there's under 5 people. Robin intervenes and enjoys throwing Zuko around and is ready to kill him, but Batman is like, no, you can't let your emotions control you. And this is the most important moment in the two-parter. There's two Batmans, the father who guided this boy as if he was part of him, and the father who dismissed and neglected the emotional needs of this child. And in this moment, after 9 years of Dick brightening his world despite the lack of reciprocation, he's had it. He finally lets Bruce know how he really feels. He screams,
Stuff your advice, Batman! You and your stone-cold heart! You don't know how I feel! How could you?
However, out loud, he realizes, no.
Batman, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Batman does know. Perhaps he's one of the only people in the world who can ever know. Batman is him, his future self.
You sound just like Batman.
So he gives him to Gordon, as Batman smiles. Just as the cold world of Bruce's mission has rubbed onto Dick, Dick's own compassion has been given to him. So when Batman confesses how much he really does care, this was the impact of his son. And it's in this Robin smiles too, continuing to brighten Batman's world. Little did he know that his father would eventually sleep with his girlfriend. So that was the Robin's Reckoning video. Get wrecked!
Glad it's not far. I hate wet shoes.